everyone, happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. I'm Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, where we relax and we craft and we work on a project together. You can watch the replay here on Facebook on the Penguin and Fish page, and it will also be on the Penguin and Fish YouTube page at Penguin and Fish Movies. So you can check it out there and be sure to subscribe when you're over there. Thanks so much. You'll be notified when there's a new video that way. Tonight we are continuing on the Charming Chevrons quilt by Krista Watson and Krista Watson of Krista Quilts. And we cut out our background fabric yesterday, so we got all this juicy red, and tonight I'm gonna break out some of my favorite fabrics that I've had, some of them for a decade, and we're gonna cut these up, and this will be the colorful zigzag lines in the quilt here. So be sure to check out the pattern. I do have a link for the pattern here from the Krista Quilts website. And also check out her book, Machine Quilting with Style. I'm going to attempt to machine quilt, free motion quilt this quilt when I'm done with the top. And I haven't really done that before, so this is going to be my first quilt that I'm going to free motion quilt. It's my attempt at learning how to do it. So this is going to be my learning quilt for that. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that when we get the top done. If you wanted to play around with half square triangles, or if you haven't made half square triangles before, this is going to be a great quilt for that. So I encourage you to join me here in the evenings. I'll be working on it every night, every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time here on the Penguin and Fish Facebook page. So awesome, guys. Thank you for joining me. I am going to flip you around. Oh, one last thing. I wanted to, thank everyone again who participated in my Penguin and Fish fabric sale a couple Thursdays ago, and I finally have everything added up. I have everything ready to package to ship out. I've been cutting fabric for like over a week. I did put a list on the Penguin and Fish Crafters page of what is left over. So if you wanted to still try and snag some of the Penguin and Fish yardage, head over to the Penguin and Fish Crafters group and join that. And then there will be a post with what's remaining, and then it's first come, first serve. I will have that up through tomorrow yet, so there is a chance to grab some still. So all right, guys, now I'm gonna flip you around and we'll get cracking tonight here. All right, got the cutting board out. So we need to cut a whole pile of squares, just how we did last night here, but this time I get to page through all my pretty fabric that I've saved forever and ever. Oh, you're 3 yards short of your background fabric. Oh no, Gretchen. Hopefully you can get some more from somewhere, or you'll have to make like a lap size quilt instead of a queen size or something. So, all right, there are instructions for cutting fat quarters. I, however, have some fat eighths in here. So I think I'm going to divide up the fat eighths from the fat quarters because I want to cut them together. I want to stack a few together so it goes a little faster. I did change my blade, so we should be good to go to cut through a whole pile of layers tonight. So fat quarter, which is kind of a bummer that I have fat quarters in here too, because that means I won't be able to get as much out, or I mean fat eighths. So all right, that's a fat quarter. I'll just maybe I'll just put the fat eighths to the side right now, and we will start laying out the fat quarter. So I could press this, but I'm gonna just do what I did yesterday and just wing it, and we'll press it later. I'm banking on the idea that we're gonna be trimming down our half square triangles when we're done, so I'm not too worried about these being absolutely perfect. So I want to cut the long way on the 21-inch side. This should be about 21 inches by 18 inches. And in the instructions, she wants us to cut on the 21-inch side to probably get the most
we can out of it, but I'm going to layer a few fat quarters together. This again looks like a fat eighth. Yeah, oh man, I'm going to have a lot of fat eighths in here. I might be super short, but we'll see. I'll cut all the fat quarters first. Oh, this looks like it's from the same collection. It's kind of like a faceted, like diamonds almost, this color grid. It's pretty. So again, these are fabrics. Most of these fabrics I've had forever, and they were just sitting on my shelf because they're just too pretty. How come I don't fold your fabric in half again to cut? Oh, that's not a bad idea. I mean, what I'm doing instead is just gonna stack a pile of different ones on top of each other. I could fold it in half, then cut. I'm just not sure how many I can get out of this, so I'm just I'm gonna cut and then cut and cut. Oh, you mean fold this way. Oh, I suppose I could do that. I think we'll just stick like this though. I'm gonna just put a bunch of layers on top of each other and see what happens. See how we do. Oh, another fat eighth. We have an awful lot of fat eighths so far. I'm not liking that. Oh man, well, you know what? This does look like it might need some pressing. I might end up pressing these. So let's sort these first. I think, wow, most of these are fat eighths so far though. So I might either have to get more fabric, or I'm gonna end up with a whole lot of purple in my fabric. Because remember, I was going to fill up the whatever I had remaining left with purple squares. So I suppose that's not horrible if I have a lot of pattern and then a few purple squares. Man, still a lot of fat eighths. All right, this is a fat quarter. Ha! Yeah, the horror to buy more fabric, I know, right? Oh, look, it has a little house in for cute. So I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna press this yet. It is pretty well folded. I mean, it's been folded for 10 years, right? A lot of these, so I might have to end up pressing these. So we'll have a little press section tonight, maybe. Yeah, because some of these are different. Like this is pretty gauzy. I'll press them. I'm gonna divide them up though first. Yeah, this one's got a lot of kinks in. Divide them up between what's a fat quarter and what's not. All right, fat quarter. Let's see, how many fat quarters did this require? Maybe I might have picked out more than I need. We'll see. In that case, I might be good to go. So for a twin size, I just need 17 fat quarters. A lot of them are fat eighths. But maybe I did grab a little more than I needed. I know, Gretchen, aren't these amazing? I mean, this is why I've been saving them. They're just too freaking pretty. A lot of them are from, well, a few of them are from the same collection. But in general, it's just from a mix. But they all kind of felt painty. They all felt like these purples and stuff, or they were just really juicy. Like this doesn't have, as much of a, well, those roses are pretty painty feeling, but this, is more graphic with those circles, but it still has, some weird colors, like the weird colors together make them feel like they belong, I think, in this juicy pile. Oh, wow, look how pretty that is. I don't think I've ever unfolded this fabric before. Oh, Gretchen, yes, the instructions are so good. She tells you just what you need. Krista from Krista Quilts, her pattern, she tells you just what you need, and no matter what size fabric you have, really. In the most common fabrics, like if you have yardage or fat quarters or a charm pack, which are 5-inch squares. So she just, really tells you what you need, and then for each size as well. So it's really, really a good pattern so far. Ooh, look at this one. Okay, so that's it. That's fat quarters. I'm going to count them quick. We have 1, 2, 3, Ooh, this is really gauzy too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're 6 shy, but we have these. So let's count like 2 of these together. I don't think I can get as many squares out of 2 of these though, but let's pretend we can. So so this will be like 2 of these is 12, and then 13, 14. So I really only have like 14 fat quarters worth, and I needed 17. So I am going to have to cut from this purple. So I have yardage of this purple, which I think perfectly goes with all these colors here. So that's fine. So I know that for sure. So all right, I'm gonna set my reds to the side just so they're out of the way in my little area here. I'm still gonna do fat quarters. We'll set those to the side too. And we'll start with or fat ace. I mean, we'll start with fat quarters. And you know what? I think this is gonna. We are going to press these. So I'm gonna just throw them behind me too and press them one at a time. And maybe I will fold them here, like fold them in half this way, and then I can trim. I don't know. Maybe not. I think I like the idea of having them laid out flat. So I think I'm going to lay them out, and then I will layer several together though, and then I'll be able to cut a bunch of layers all at once. So all right, I'm going to go over to pressing zone here. Here's the little kitties again. So we will just chill and press tonight. Oh, this one's your favorite one with the oh, this one, or that I have those other ones with the pearl blues on. I like both there. All these are really fun. So I'm not going to get it perfect. I didn't spray them or anything, but they should lay a lot flatter, and that's just all we're really concerned with now. So again, the two things from quilting that give me the most, I guess, anxiety is the pressing and the cutting. So at least they all get done at the beginning of a project. Well, I guess pressing can happen later, and cutting too, I guess. But like, I think it's more about the big pieces. I think that's the biggest issue for me. I think it's not so much the cutting, more so cutting and pressing really large pieces. So I don't know. I'm gonna get this laid out on the cutting board here, and we'll get a few more ready to go here. Oh, so now these two are the pretty pearls. I think that's what this is actually called. Pearls, these ones. I like them. So simple, but just really effective and as a design, just bold and pretty. Bold and kind of delicate at the same time. And it's this pretty like periwinkle blue, which is awesome. Periwinkle, one of my favorite crayons. Although on the fabric, it didn't show up very well, that periwinkle, when we tried using it for the Tweet House crayon embroidery. Periwinkle, it just kind of turned up kind of like grayish. Just not quite the color I wanted. Oh, my iron, yeah, my little Rowenta travel iron. I had my big iron down here and then realized it was just too heavy and too big for this small little area. And so I got the little travel guy out. Oh, your Home Depot has the Sterilite bins on sale. Those things are my favorite deals ever. So the Sterilite bins, that's what I store, God, almost everything in, but I store my fabric folded up into little fat quarters, or fold it, not fat quarters, but folded up all nicely and stacked in there on their sides so I can see the fabric really easily. I have all those in Sterilite bins. I feel like it protects the fabric from dust and everything, and then it also, it just, I can move them around and everything, which is great. I'd like to get like, I'm gonna move this just so I don't scooch those everywhere. I'd like to get at least, I don't know, at least 5 pieces of fabric stacked and see where we are. If I get 5 stacked, because I just put a new blade on, so I think we'll be good. Oh, you ordered 6 from Amazon. They really are awesome. They're my favoriteest things. Oh, and man, I have a few more available now for new fabric after the fabric sale. That was a big deal for me, being able to have some free bins again. It's the little joys of life, right? This one I just really love too. This deep blue with the pearls still. They're both really pretty. They almost remind me of viewfinders a little bit. Do you remember those? Yeah, if I can get 5 out of these, then we'll only have to do this like 3 times, I think. Because I think, what did I say? That I only had 12 or... I only had like 4... No, I only had like 12, didn't I? So maybe I can stack 6. We'll see how that goes. Quality of life situation. Exactly, Gretchen. All right, I'm going to attempt to stack 6 of these. We're going to trust that new blade tonight. If not, I'll have to just restack. I'll just have to be careful to not, you know, cut once and then whip them away and then have like one little fragment or one little thread still attached, and then I move all the pieces. I'll just have to go slow. Wow, this is like gauzy. This might be it might actually be a gauze, not a quilting weight fabric. So this one we're gonna have to watch when we work with it, because I think it's gonna stretch and move a little bit differently than the quilting weight cotton. Actually, every one of these feels a little bit different. They're all from different manufacturers, and which means they're coming from different factories. So they all are a hair different. So they're all going to stretch different. In theory, they're all going to shrink different and all that. So, you know, I could have maybe washed them beforehand and all that. But, you know, we're just going to make it work. So this piece is a little bit, this is like an extra big fat quarter. This is pretty. I love this. It has this little ring of green around these. Man, that's a pretty fabric. See, now you know why I've been saving these fabrics forever. They're just too pretty. I think it is good that I'm pressing these. I mean, obviously it's good I'm pressing these. I should have these pressed before I go, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I am taking the time to do it, because they are lying flatter, and especially since I'm stacking a bunch on top of each other, I don't want to accidentally have some weird folds underneath or anything like that. All right, here we go. If you're joining me from Krista Quilts, Krista Watson from Krista Quilts, if you're joining me from her Facebook page, I want to welcome you here too as well. I'll be sharing this in the group afterwards tonight, I think. That beautiful fabric with the indigo and white is actually called, oh, Pearl Bracelet. Yeah, the whole collection. Oh gosh, and I can't remember. Oh, Lizzie House. She designed it, didn't she? I think those are from her collection from a while back. But yeah, they're pretty, aren't they? Just get in front there. Kitty scratching. So what I'm trying to do here is, you know, so I'm trying to match the edges the best I can. I will cut this, but I want them, you know, for the sake of not wasting too much, I want them as close as can be to each other. So if you just want to move the fabric just like a tiny hair, I call it kitty scratching. You just scratch the top, and it shifts the fabric just a wee bit, and then my edge is in line a little bit more. And so I call it kitty scratching. So when I'm scratching the fabric a little, that's what I'm doing. I'm just moving it a hair. What do I have here? I think I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I'm gonna try getting one more on here. Yeah, I think she has a whole collection of different colors of those pearl bracelets. Oh gosh, I would love to do a batik quilt. So I think that's kind of coming to the surface of my creative, you know, I guess, oh gosh, how would you describe that? Like creative energy, like bubble, like when there's a project brewing in the back of your head and you don't know what it is, but oh my gosh, you just really want to try that certain thing and you don't know how yet, but it keeps coming up, bubbling up in your brain a little bit. Batiks are doing that for me a little bit lately. You know, and it's coming out. Like I love all these painty looks and everything. I've been using them a lot lately, or they're hoarded as my favorite fabrics. And you know, batik is just one little jump from these. You know what I mean? Where it is, you know, just dyed and really painterly and stuff. So, oh, your hippie at heart and batiks fit the bill. Nice. So yeah, I can feel it bubbling up. I can feel like soon we're gonna have to do something with batiks. I'm feeling it, and you know we're getting there with this. Close, but not quite. A lot of batik like stuff happening, especially in this one, but not quite batiks. Batiks are dyed all the way through, and it's a different process than. Oops, I bumped you guys. It's a different process than how these are done. All right, so I have 6 layers here, which is quite a bit. I'm just kind of flattening it a little bit as much as I can. And I'm going to cut off that first straight edge, and then I think I'm going to just rotate my whole entire mat here so things don't move. And then I will cut those 5-inch squares. So let's try and get a little more space here. All right, so I was careful, hopefully I was careful enough, but I was careful to have all the fabrics go over the edge just a hair. So I should be getting all the fabrics here. And I'm going to use the lines on my cutting mat as the guide again. So safety off, let's cut. Ooh, I'm kind of ducking under the camera a little bit. I don't know much about batiks, but I don't think that they have a right or wrong side. I don't see how that would be a thing because they're dyed straight through. So technically, when they're making it, so with a batik, they're drawing on it with wax and then dyeing it, and then potentially drawing on with wax again and dyeing it again, and then they take all the wax out. I think that's generally the process, but with the dye, it goes all the way through. So you're gonna have just as bright color on both sides of the mat. And man, I'm telling you, this rotary cutter, the new blade, ooh, going through like butter again. I love it. Should have done that a while ago. You always forget, like you want to use the blade, and it's like, oh, I don't want to waste blades and all that, but sheesh. It is nice. Okay, so I am not all the way through somewhere on here, so I'm going to pull this away slowly. And it's mostly, oh, you know, it's right here where I had to duck under the camera, so I don't think I was putting, there we go. I wasn't putting enough pressure on, and same up here. We are going through 6 layers, but But those are the parts that I'm kind of ducking on the side like this. So you do want to be straight above when you're cutting. All right, I'm going to try and leave this as good as like not move it as much as I can, because we do have the, you know, two nice edges there that I'd like to keep for when we cross cut. Oh my God, this is so pretty, this fabric. The pink for the background here, I mean, that's what's making this super juicy, this fabric. So in theory, I should probably only be able to get 3 strips out of here. So that's why I was thinking I probably won't be able to get as much out of my fat eighths. Because a fat eighth, in theory, I think is only like 9 inches wide, not 18. So we can't get 3 strips out, because that would be 15 inches, you know? Ooh, I am a little out of space here. We're gonna scooch. There we go. Oh, and look, I'm noticing more things. Like, look, they got the little blossoms on here. That's so pretty too. So we're gonna have a lot of extra fabric after cutting all these out. So we'll maybe have to use them for the backing or something. I'm not wasting any of this fabric, that's for sure though. So all right, there's our 3 strips. So, you know, these are all too small. I could almost use some of them for binding though, maybe. But here we go. So scraps galore. These are like the prettiest scraps that ever existed. All right, we'll throw those to the side. And let's cross cut these right away. Normally I would do all the cutting at first, but I'm gonna cross cut these. So I'm just gonna line them up again so that the edge overlaps just a hair. And I'm gonna do all of them at once. So I'm lining those nice straight edges that we just did. I'm lining them along the long straight edges of the board, and then just putting the raw edges over one of the edges, just a hair there. Let's get the last one over here. I'm really trying to move them, or not move, like shimmy them around too much. I want to keep those nice, nice long edges lined up. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to rotate this now. All right, and someone's going to have to do some math for me again soon. So how many layers did I have here? I think 6, right? So we should get, since I have 3 of these, we should get 18 out of each of these cuts. All right, so I have them all on the ruler. I'm going to cut them all at once. I'm going to scooch over a little bit more though, because I think the camera's going to be in the way. Actually, we'll go like this. I'll move you farther away and angle you. Okay. First guy, then I'm going to move my hand up. Second guy. Third guy. All right. Little scraps away. And you know what? Now I'm going to shift this way. And again, I'm just going to use the ruler so I don't have to, or the mat line so I don't have to turn around. All right. So that's 5 inches. This will be the first bit. Okay, first stack of squares. So this is going to be, that's 18 right there. I've collected batiks for a while but never used them. So I just bought 2 batiks, and those are my first 2 batiks I've purchased, and I don't know what I want to do with them yet, but I think they're so pretty together. I'll have to bring them up here sometime. Those actually would have maybe been pretty in this quilt. But the S.R. Harris store by us, that's the store that when I did the hourglass quilt, I don't know if you guys remember the hourglass quilt. We did that a few months ago. that's where I bought the fabric for that. It's like a big, wacky warehouse that has overstock of fabrics, and it's amazing. But they have a huge, 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 like aisles and aisles of batiks. Bolts and bolts of batiks. So I kind of want to go back there and do some batik shopping. Okay, this is my last cut. So I can get four stacks of 18. Then I got some pretty good scraps again too. All right, so what's 4 times 18? Oh, that's the math that I'm not going to be able to do tonight. But look how pretty. We got 4 stacks. All right, pretty scraps. You are going away. Okay, next 72. Okay, thanks, Bonnie. So 72. All right, we'll just call this a stack of 72. I'm gonna stack them all up like this, and we will, oh, freaking pretty. That is the prettiest stack. Oh my God. I'm gonna put that to the side with my red squares, and let's press these new little bits. So we need, what do we need? I think we need 198 total. So we got a ways to go before we have everything that we need, but we'll get there. But I think we only have to do this twice. So, you know, the whole pressing and cutting thing. So we're halfway done with these. I do have all those fat eighths, and so we'll have to figure out how many we can get out of fat eighths. It might be better for me to cut it the other direction for fat eighths. We might be able to get more out of them that way. So this, like right here, would be a fat eighth. It's a fat quarter cut in half again. All right. We'll start laying these out on the mat. 126 more, okay. So again, I'm just kind of laying it over that edge, kitty scratching it over that edge. Ah, so freaking pretty. This is that strawberry again, but it almost looks like raspberries, this one. All right, here's another one of those really gauzy fabrics. I think this one's by Mona Luna. Ooh, yeah, this one needs a lot of pressing. Yeah, this is really, really gauzy. So maybe I should have saved it for another project or something. This would be great for clothing, this one. Or just something really, really light and airy, but we're gonna use it. I did use a fabric similar to this in my Splendid sampler quilt, and I don't know, managed to make it work. Ooh, Kim, you're using a white background. That sounds really striking. Were you? I think I missed the conversation a little bit of what you're doing on that. How do they hold up in a quilt? This gauzy? I mean, I think it's going to be fine. It's just a little lighter weight. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, there's quite the fold. It's pressing really well. Let me just try and get this. Ooh. Let me try and get this little tip on here. Okay, let's get him on this guy again. Man, that's a pretty fabric. Wow, this is just so light and airy. kitty scratch it a little bit, flatten it out. Okay, next up, ooh, some more of this pretty fabric. We only have 3 more to do here, and then that's it for the fat quarters. Wow, those are crazy together, these two. Wow, these are cool together. They still have a little bit of the pink painterly thing that keeps it looking like they go together still, but man, they're pretty different, I think. But I like them. I like when you have these pairings that, I mean, at least for me, I wouldn't have immediately thought of these 2 fabrics. Like, oh, I got to make something with those 2 fabrics together. But when you get your like theme of what you're going for together, then all of a sudden they work. So with these purples and these really saturated, juicy colors and that kind of painty style that a lot of them has, and all of a sudden they kind of work together. The HGTV Dream Home. Yeah, no kidding. Oh yeah, this one, they have all sorts of little things hidden in it. So we got some deer and antelope. Got that the little house. There's those other ones from this collection. Some of them I used in the Splendid Sampler, and those had like a little bunny in. We used that bunny a lot for that project. Okay, 2 more of these 2 of the ones that are like this diamondy one. Yes, little surprises in the fabric. I love that too. This is almost like the geometric version of that one. Similar colors, not quite, but similar. And, you know, one's really painterly and the other one's super geometric. Oh, yes, Joyce, I was just talking about that. So, S.R. Harris in Brooklyn Park, yeah, that's where they have the aisles and aisles of batiks that are just like crazy amazing. So I would like to go back there sometime and just get batiks. Actually, it's on my list to go because they have foam for like chairs and stuff. What is that? Like for cushions, like foam for cushions. They have that less expensive than like a Joann's and stuff. So I have a chair that I need a new cushion in. So it's on my list to go to S.R. Harris. But that's a dangerous thing to go there. So I can only go there with a plan. So right now the plan is that cushion, but man, I don't know, the idea of having of getting to go down the batik aisles is getting me excited to go there again. Oh, oh wait, is it Burnsville? I get all those, I get every town like messed up. Burnsville sounds more familiar though. That's the one, that's the big one, right? I haven't been to the new one, so there's, or I guess maybe it's not super new, but it's newer than the giant warehouse one. Oh wait, so which one's the big warehouse one? I'm horrible at my town names. But yeah, I've only been to the big, gigungus, like, you know, 30,000 square foot sort of warehouse one. That one's crazy town. It's so overwhelming, but fun. Maybe I'll try live streaming next time I'm there. That'd be kind of fun. Show you the crazy. It is not a normal quilting shop, that's for sure. Oh, Burnsville's the newer one. Okay, so that's the one that I have not been to. But that one's not as warehousey though either, is it? Okay, that is it. So now we can trim these, and all I have left to do is those fat eighths. I'd like to try and get as much as I can out of those fat eighths. And then we have the purple to do yet. So we might have to I'm not sure if we'll quite finish cutting all of it tonight, but we'll see how far we get. That purple I'm not going to press, but I think I'll have to press the fat eighths. All right, so I'm trimming that long side again here, and we'll cut all the long pieces and then we'll cross cut them just like how we did with that other batch. So now I think I only have, oh, I think I have 6 again. Was this 6? This might be 6 again. I was thinking maybe I only had 5 in this batch, but I think it actually is 6. All right, I think we're lined up. I'm gonna scoot you guys over just a hair. There we go. All right, first cut. These are pretty little bits too. Kind of want to save those. All right. Yeah, S.R. Harris, you still have to cut your own fabric and label them, unless it's like super expensive. Then they have someone there. But it's just like this couple that works there, and that's it for this giant space. I don't know. It's goofy. It's a trip, that's for sure. It's worth going to. It's just fun. All right, that's 2. I just like shushing it over just to make sure that I have it in the right spot. Oh yeah, you got to put it back yourself too. And sometimes it's really hard to get at. So the fabrics, you know, there's these floor to like 2 stories up ceiling just filled with fabric, and it's like, how are you supposed to get fabric that's up high and, you know, and then put it back in the same, it's a little ridiculous, but you know, that's part of the charm of it. It's kind of just crazy town. All right, here's our nice big, you know, tons of scraps again. Those are some pretty awesome scraps. Definitely need to be doing something with that. All right, let's cross cut these buggers. Yeah, fabric heaven for sure. All right, so I'm gonna just line them up again, just having that edge. I just wanna make sure. I did kind of try and line up this bottom edge too, so I'm hoping that they're all over the edge here. It's that kind of style, Patty, where like a New York place where it's just stacks and stacks of fabric, but it's way bigger than Mood, I think. Like way bigger. Mostly just because they have the space available. It's in like a weird industrial park. It's crazy. Oh, one year you went with a quilt shop on a bus trip to S.R. Harris. Oh, and Sewing Expo in one day. Oh my God. S.R. Harris, yeah, it's exhausting going there. So doing both of that in a day, that's a lot. Oh my gosh, I have to save these little bits. They are the cutest. I think you can use them. I'll use them for like gift wrap or something. I don't know. They're too pretty to throw away. All right, we're getting our stack. So here's our first stack. Oh, did I say this was 6 fabrics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it was only 5 fabric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are stacks of 15. Not 18 this time. Oh, the little butts in the glass jar. Oh, that's a cute idea. Oh, I like that. Then I'll have a pretty jar of scraps, and you know, if I want to use them for something, then they'll be available. I like it. For the long pieces, like when you cut like a selvage off or something, those I sometimes tie around fat quarters, and I think that's pretty cute. I'm happy I ironed these. I wanted to skip that step, but I don't know. I always want to skip the ironing step, but it's probably never a good idea. Glad you talked me into it. Talked me into pressing. I'm happy I did. Okay, so we have 4 stacks of 15, so that's 60. That's easier math for me. So 60 and 72 is what, 132? Let me know if that's right. So we still need 36. We still need 36. Pretty pile. All right, we do have all of our fat eighths now. So let's just press all these. One neutral is 60 for pile 132. Okay, awesome. Yep, I am Paula. Let's press these buggers too yet. I'll lay them out on here. I'm not quite sure the best way to cut this because we cut this way before. Oh no, we didn't. We cut this way, which was kind of weird. So we should be able to get 4 out of that, but I don't think I think we can only get 1 row this way. So we might only be able to get 4 out of all of these. So we'll see. It's kind of a bummer. We'll have a lot of extra fabric for these. So I want to think about that before I cut because I don't want to waste the fabric. If I can have a large piece of fabric together yet, I'd rather keep it large than a bunch of little bits. I need 66 yet. Oh yeah, because I need one. I was thinking I needed 168, but you're right. I need 198. I'm not going to worry about laying these out quite yet. I'm going to just press. So yeah, so we will need quite a bit of that purple yet then, won't we? Well, we will get, you know what? I think maybe, we'll see how it goes, but I think we'll maybe cut all that purple tomorrow. And then we will start matching up our half square triangles and drawing the, we have to draw a line down the diagonal of all our half square triangles, or of all our squares that will turn into half square triangles. So that'll be, you know, we got 198 of them to do, so that will take some time. So I think tomorrow, my point being is I think I'm still going to keep my sewing machine away yet, so I have more table to work on. So tomorrow we'll cut out the purple yardage that we still need for the front, and maybe we'll even cut binding out of it since we have it around. Or I'll wait till the binding. I might wait for the binding because I think it'd be fun to use some of these scraps for the binding. Oh, you're getting your background fabric tomorrow. This is when you get out a piece of paper and draw a diagram so you don't have to do too much math. I know, right? Well, I think it won't be that difficult to figure out. I'm going to take the smallest piece. Some of these are kind of largish. So if there's 10 inches across here, then I'm going to have more than I thought. But some of them I don't think I can. Some seemed a little smaller. So we'll check each piece, and the ones that we can get 2 across should be good. Should be able to get 2 across, I would think, just barely. We'll check it out, but we'll be nice and pressed. Look at this one. Look how juicy and pretty that one is. All right, back at it down here. Actually, I think a lot of these all might be from the same collection. I think these are all from the J. McCarroll. I think from his first collection. All right, let's see. So I think this is probably the smallest piece. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So barely. If I cut this, this is my smallest piece. I can barely get the 2 this way. Ooh, I might have a little selvage in there, but that might be okay. I might deal with it anyway. And then the other direction, 5, 2, 3, just like the other ones. Okay, so I should be able to get 6, 3 this way and 2 this way. I should be able to get 6 out of each of these. So that one's the smallest, so I'm going to put that one on top. Let's just start laying them. So I'm going to try and be more exact with where I lay these down. So it's just a hair over the line I'm going to cut on, and so it's just a hair over here. I need to make sure that I have that 10 inches in here. And so far I'm perfectly fine. And then the 15 inches that way. And I think that way shouldn't be any problem at all. So we're good. I think, let's see, how many do I have of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that means I should be able to get 36 out of these. Then where are we at? 36, what did we have? 132. That means we're at 168. So we need 30 after this. Does that sound right? Ooh, wow, this one's close. Yeah, this one's close. This one I gotta be careful with. All right like that. So we'll just need 30. Okay, then I'll need 30. Awesome, thanks Bonnie. So, all right, let's do some more math while I'm laying this. So it's about, let's call the width of fabric from a yard, let's call it just 40 inches. So what is that's 8 times 5, right? So we can get 8 across with 1, and I need 30, is that what we said? So I need 4 strips. 4 strips that I'll cross cut. Math all over the place. Doing awesome tonight. Okay, so 4 strips of purple, and then we'll cross cut it. I think we can do that yet tonight. We might go a hair over, but it'd be nice to have all this cut, I think. 4 strips that we cross cut. We should have a couple extra. Thanks, buddy. All right, here's the last one. A couple of these are real close, but we'll still be able to get the 2 cuts out of them, just barely. Okay, we're good. So what was this, 6? Should be able to cut through all that with my nice new blade as well. So we got more out of here than I thought we were going to. I thought I was only going to be able to get 1 row out of these. So I'm happy about that. I'd rather use my pretty pattern fabric and less of that purple. But I do like the idea of a few solid purples in there. I think that's kind of fun. All right, I got to scoot you guys again. I'm going to scoot you and turn you. So my arm has some space. All right. Some more good strips, pretty strips. That's 5. I think I'm gonna leave that right there. Yeah, that always makes me nervous. I'm gonna scooch it up. I like knowing that I cut it clean, and I like being able to see that line. Right here's where we're just right off the edge of a couple of these. All right, that is our first bit. Some more great scraps. And now I'm going to rotate and we'll cross cut. Look how different these strips look. Look how much of this light purple from these leaves are in here and how much airier this looks like with these little feathery leaves. It's kind of fun. See how, you know, cutting changes a little piece of fabric. All right, we should be able to get 3 out of here now. Then we'll get our 4 strips of purple, and I'm not going to press those. And we should have our twin size quilt. I think I'm sticking with the twin, guys. I know I talked about maybe doing a queen, but I don't know, that's freaking me out. And I've done a lot of queen quilts lately and none of them are done. So maybe the idea of a twin is gonna make me feel a little bit better, like I might actually finish a project. These are some good chunky scraps again here. Man, could make a whole pile of stuff out of here. And we will at some point. So, all right. So that is it for our colorful bits. Here's the rest of the stack. So I'll just add to that. Look at all the gorgeous. And now all I have left is my purple bolt here. And this is what I'm hoping we can do pretty quick here. So I only need 4 cuts of this, and then we'll cross cut it. I should be able to get 8 out of these. Yeah, better to have doable goals so that I can finish. I'm hoping to finish regardless because I'm doing all the quilting here. That's like the main thing I wanted to do. But I think quilting will be just a hair more manageable. All right, this is going to be a little annoying, I think, but we're going to do it. So I don't have that much space here, so I'm going to cut 2, and then I'll have to unroll a little bit and scooch everything down. All right, right like that. All right, so I need 4 strips of these. Actually, after this cut, I think I'm going to rotate my mat. All right, there's the first one. Set that to the side for now. Let's see if I can rotate this without moving everything. It's going to be easier for me to unfold the fabric in that direction. Now I can use the 5-inch mark on my ruler, which will be easier. Let's unroll a little bit more. Yep, this is the same purple from the pillow fabric. That's why I still had it out here. I haven't cleaned up from the pillow project. Can you imagine that? Like, that's how much crap I have in my immediate area. I'm that many projects back from not putting stuff away. So this is the same purple from the English paper piecing project. Am I on the line there? Yeah, this is that ruler that I don't especially like. All right, that's 2 and 2 more. And oh man, had a little glitch there. And then we'll cross cut them. And I'm going to stack them all up together to cross cut them. So that'll go pretty quick. It'll be 8 layers of fabric at that point, but with this new blade, that should be hopefully no problem. All right, 1 more, and then we should have what we need. According to math, how much more will the quilt, how much more to the quilt, the Splendid Sampler? So it is, I know, Mary Ann, those are my 2 projects that are just hanging above my head right now. For the Splendid Sampler, all I have to do is quilt around the border. So I have the inside quilting finished. All I did was stitch in the ditch, so I just went around each block. And I'm just going to do some straight line stitching in the border. So like the most basic of quilting, but I just haven't done it because I want to do it, you know, live still because I've done the whole entire thing live. So I thought I'd keep going all the way to the end. So we're just about there. And then the binding, of course. But I think, oh, is the binding cut already? I think I have the binding ready to go for that as well. So that's all that's left on the Splendid Sampler, just waiting for time to do it. And then on the jean quilt, my decade-long jean quilt, that is in the quilting stage. I am hand quilting it by hand tying it with some black 100% wool yarn. And God, that is, if I had a full 8-hour day that I was going to work on that, which would be impossible because my back would be killing me, or it'd be like just too much, too physical to do really that much of it. But like a good solid 8 hours, and I think I'd have that quilted as well. I have almost all of the inside quilted, but it is quite a bit of work to quilt that one because it's hard to get through the jeans. I have an awl that I use to poke a hole if I need to get through all the fabric. It's tough, that one. And it's slow going too, but it is at the quilting stage. I just need I need a nice solid snowed in weekend with nothing else to do. That's what I need for my jean quilt. And then I need a binding for it as well, and I haven't made the binding for it yet. So I gotta do that. I think it's gonna have a black binding though to kind of go with the black ties. So those are the 2 really large, big projects that are hanging out there still. Oh man, I'd really like to get both of those done soon. You know, we talked about having a finish the thing spring if we're not done with this, which we probably won't be. I think we'll take a few breaks on this project to do some smaller projects. So we'll sew for a little while, and then we might just take a chunk of a break for a smaller project or to finish something up for a couple days. So a week or a few days here and there, I think we might jump into some other projects, but we'll see. So all right, that is all I need, I think, to finish out the deal here. Oh, how many did I cut? Was that enough? I think I did 4 cuts, right? Which is really 8. And then 4 the other way, so 32. So that's all we needed, I think. So here's our stack. Look, so proportionately wise, you know, we only have this much purple. It'll be noticeable. I think it'll be noticeable that it's like, oh wow, there's a lot of purple and red together, but I think that's going to be kind of fun. I mean, maybe we put them next to each other, so it's like a lot of pattern, and then all of a sudden we have only purple. That might be kind of neat when we design this thing. But so, all right, so we have our 2 stacks. We're all ready to go. Oh yeah, Bonnie. So that's actually one of them. I thought that project, that hedgehog project, looked really, really cute. I might contact the designer and see if she'd allow us to do it here. So I'm going to look into that because I have it bookmarked. I think that'd be a really cute project to do, like a step up from our unicorn stuffed animal that we made. But yeah, so here, see, we can get a sense of what the quilt will look like. The red stripes versus these other stripes. Ooh, God, look at those two together. Those are pretty. But all right, so tomorrow we will match these up. Actually, what we'll probably do is I'll probably go through this stack and I'll draw a line on the back of every single one of these, and then I'll start matching them up. And with the other colors. So for our half square triangles, our pattern pile is going to match up to one of our solid reds. So that's always going to be the case. I'm never going to match up two of these together. It's always going to be a pattern one matched up with one of the red background color ones. So when we do sew the half square triangles, we'll be drawing a line down the middle and then sewing on either side and then cutting down the middle. So we'll end up with 2 half square triangles for each of these squares. So I want to make sure that, well, I think I'm just going to draw on the back of all these first before matching them up, and I think we'll be okay. We'll get into the design and everything later, but that will be tomorrow. You know what? We did finish all the cutting, so I think I will get the machine out. So we'll get the machine out tomorrow. We'll draw on all these, and maybe we'll even have time for a little bit of sewing. So, all right, guys, I'm going to flip you around. Thanks for sticking with me tonight. I know we went a little bit over, but we got done cutting, so that's good. I'm happy about that. So here we go, our 2 super pretty stacks. And I love this really rich red still. I think we got a quilt right here, makings of a quilt. Then that's exciting. I love being at this part when you can really dig in and when colors start to get sewn together and you reveal like what 2 different fabrics look like next to each other. It's so different once they're actually stitched together, and I'm excited for that part. So awesome, guys. Thanks again for sticking with me. This will go up on Penguin and Fish Movies when we're done here tonight. And I will be here tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And we'll get the machine out and we'll start drawing the lines on one step at a time. Each step, takes a while when you have this many pieces of fabric. 198 pieces of fabric, right? So awesome, guys. Thanks again. And be sure to check out this pattern if you haven't got yours yet. I have a link for that. And then if you wanted more Penguin and Fish fabric before I finish up that sale, check out the Penguin and Fish Crafters group, the post on there with the fabric sale, what's remaining from the fabric sale from the other day. So awesome. Have a great evening, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.